What to do when you worry too much. Are you growing worries? Most things grow when you tend to them. Have you ever planted a tomato seed? If you cover your seed with rich, dark soil and water it and make sure it gets plenty of sunlight, pretty soon a little green shoot will appear. If you give it more water each day, the green shoot will turn into a big stalk with leaves and flowers. And then one day a tomato will appear. If you keep tending to your plant, more and more tomatoes will appear. Soon you will have so many tomatoes that you might have to go to the library for a tomato cookbook so you can learn to make tomato sauce or tomato soup. Tomatoes will appear in your salad and next to your tuna fish. You will find tomato sandwiches in your lunchbox, tomato juice for a snack and tomato pasta for dinner. And one day there'll be so many tomatoes that your dad will suggest chopping them up to make tomato ice cream and tomato cookies. All of those tomatoes will have come from one little tiny seed that you planted and tended to every single day. Did you know that worries are like tomatoes? No, you can't eat them, but you can make them grow simply by paying them attention. Many children tend to their worries even though they don't really mean to. And pretty soon, what might have started as just a little seed of worry has become a huge pile of problems that you didn't know how to get rid of. If this has happened to you, if your worries have grown so big that they bother you almost every day, then this book is for you. The bad news, as you know, is that worries can grow pretty fast and cause a lot of trouble. The good news, which you may not know, is that you have the power to make the worries go away. You do. Keep reading and you'll learn how. So what is a worry? Grown-ups sometimes call worries anxiety or stress. People who worry a lot are said to be nervous or anxious. Whatever you call it, a worry is a thought that upsets you and makes you feel bad inside. A worry can be a thought that makes you feel scared, like, what if Mum doesn't pick me up after football training? Or it can be more general, like getting a fluttery sick feeling in your stomach every day before school, even though you aren't quite sure what is upsetting you. Everyone feels worried sometimes. It's normal to feel worried on your way to the doctors if you think you're going to have some medicine, or before a spelling test if the words are really hard. Most children worry a little if they have a new babysitter watch them for the first time, or if they walk into a dark room with no lights on at all. Lots of worries don't make sense though, like worries about monsters, which don't really exist, or worries about no one liking you, when you know that children play with you every day. Whether or not a worry makes sense to other people, it sure seems real to the person who is feeling it. And isn't it nice when a hug or some reassurance makes the worry go away? But sometimes worries don't go away. Children who have trouble with worries find that their worries get stuck, even if their mum or dad is always there to pick them up after football practice, or if they aren't due any medicine at the doctor's office, or even if they've had their fun with a new babysitter. The worries just go on. If you are reading this book, you are probably a child whose sometimes worries do get stuck. You probably have worries that other people don't quite understand, and your worries probably last longer than other people think they should. People probably say, don't worry about it all the time, but it isn't easy for you to stop worrying. It isn't easy, but it is possible. Once you learn a little bit more about worries, you'll be ready to start working on the worries to make them go away. Let's make those worries go away. The first thing to do when you have a worry is put it into words. You can talk to yourself about the worry, or you can find a helpful person like your mum or your dad or someone to talk to about it. Then use logic to make that worry less powerful. Logic is when you think about what is really true instead of what you're afraid might happen. Logic is reminding yourself that really bad things don't happen that often. Logic is knowing that even if something that's a little bit bad does happen, you can get through it. When you use logic, you can make a plan that helps you feel calmer and less worried. pretend you're a child who is afraid of dogs because you think they might jump up and bite you. If you're invited to a new friend's house to play, you'd probably start to worry right away. You'd think, what if she's got a dog? What if the dog bites me? You might even decide not to go because you definitely don't want to get bitten. Before you spend any more time worrying, try to use logical thinking. First of all, your friend might not even have a dog. Asking about the details and getting answers can save a lot of time and worry.